Hello and welcome to Chair Yoga. Today we're going to work with angles in our body, in our joints. And so to have a good angle at my knee, a nice right angle, I've got the blanket under my feet just to bring the floor up a little bit and allow me to rest the hips in the chair. Find your seat, resting the feet on the earth, hips in the chair, and join me for this class about angles and triangles in our chair yoga. We begin with our breath. So we want to place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart and just breathe here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Maybe glancing down or even closing our eyes. And start to even out this breath so that the inhale and the exhale are of the same length. Sometimes counting helps us even out that breath. So I'm going to lead a count here today. And if it doesn't serve you, if the count is too short or too long, create your own. So begin by exhaling fully, sitting tall, shoulders over hips. And then inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right away, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 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 inhale. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue with the count or without the count. And let's take a few more breaths here. And notice how the body subtly moves, especially in the belly as you breathe. And as you breathe in, the spine lengthens ever so much upward. And then as we exhale, we hold that posture, keeping those shoulders right over the hips, creating a right angle at our hips. And then slowly float the eyes open, placing the hands on your lap, opening the eyes here. So we'll bring the hands forward, now creating a long line with the arms, still sitting tall, and noticing how we change the angle at the shoulder a little. And then we'll bring them up even higher, changing that shoulder angle even more. Let's exhale them down. Let's do that again, halfway. Sit tall, bring the arms up overhead, tall mountain in the chair. And then sweep the hands down behind your head. Notice how the angle at your elbow changes, becomes very small. And we pull back the elbows, lifting through the front side of the body. Push the arms out. Flex the fingers up, so now we have a right angle at the wrist. Release that, turn the palms up and bring the fingers to your shoulders. Let's change the spine. The spine won't go at a right angle, it goes into a semicircle. So we pull the belly in, pull the back, and round, tucking our chin, maybe bringing the elbows in front of us, and then push the hands forward once again. Rise up into that tall mountain. Hands behind the head, pushing out, fingers towards the ceiling. Push out through the heel of the hand, and then release it. Turn the palms up. Bring the fingertips to your shoulders and round that spine into a cat position. Inhale once again, tall mountain. Reach a little further. Exhale the hands behind the head. Pushing out, fingers up. Release and turn the palms up. Bring the fingers to our shoulders, rounding the spine. Elbows come forward. Push forward, tall mountain. One more time here with your breath. Tall mountain. Let's hold tall mountain here. Reach out of one side, lengthening the side and the ribs all the way from the hips, and then reach out of the other side, lengthening there. And here, this angle is pretty much like a straight line, and that's okay. One more on each side. Reach and reach. And then let's bring the palms together. You can slightly bend the elbows, making a very wide angle at your elbows. And then we'll lean to one side. And we'll take that angle right out of our elbows as much as possible as we push those hands off overhead. And then release, bending the elbows. Come on back to center. We'll do that on the other side. Let's lean a little, pressing the feet firmly in the floor to hold us here. And then push out with the arms, lengthening the lower back muscles here. And release the arms into mountain pose. Circle your wrists. So changing the angle of the joints works the muscles, strengthening the body and creating flexibility in those joints so that we move more easily during our day. So let's step one foot out to the side. So here, one foot is out to the side, facing the side wall. The other leg is bent right in front of us. And we still try to maintain that good posture. Let's lean into that side leg. You can place your hand there. You can place your forearm there. And if it's comfortable for you, take the other hand straight up overhead. If this is not accessible this morning, take it across your chest. Either or, get a nice stretch going. And if you're here with the hand up over your head, see if you can bring that closer to your head, pushing off to the same side that the knee is facing now. And we'll change the angle of that elbow once again. We bend it, and then we reach out and straighten it, bend it. And we can involve the whole body in this movement as we bend the elbow. Take your gaze off, away from the side leg up towards the ceiling, and then reach out and bring the gaze forward or even down. So here we go. We just pull that elbow back, look up, and now we're actually working the neck here. So you can feel that change of angle or movement in your neck. Not to pain, no pain. Just easy movement here. We'll do it one more time. And then release it out, bring that hand down. Now take it in a nice big circle and use this top arm to lift us up out of our side angle pose. Bring the foot back in and just pause in mountain for a moment and see how you feel. We'll do that on the other side. So we step the other foot out, knee facing toes, and then we lean into that leg, just a lateral lean here. You can be on the hand or on the forearm. And if it's comfortable, you bring the other arm right straight up over your head. And then we lean a little towards, if you will, that bent leg on the side of the chair. And if you want, you can change the angle in the shoulder by stretching here, and you'll feel that right in your side ribs here. It feels so good. And then looking down at our toes, we bend that top elbow and then rotate our head to look at it, and then stretch it back out again. Moving now into the cervical spine. And we want to make sure that we're not dropping the head down. The head is engaged, the neck is engaged, and we're using those muscles in the neck. Maybe take the eyes upward, keeping that head active, keeping the neck strong. One more. And then we'll hold it here for a breath or two. Reach a little further. And then lower the hand down. Now we're going to sweep it in a big circle, and as it comes up, it lifts the body up. And then we step that other foot back in mountain pose, and we observe our body. And let's rotate the shoulders forward. And let's rotate them back and down. And then we'll bring the arms forward and touch your fingertips if possible. Now we have an angle here in the shoulder. Sitting tall, let's open the arms up. Open that shoulder, especially in the front, pulling the arms back a little bit. And then release it forward again. And then open. Nice straight arms here. We're really working the shoulders. And feel that little bit of squeeze in your upper back. Good. Bring the hands down. And let's do a couple cat-cows here. Tucking the chin and then lifting, sitting tall, sitting a little taller, maybe pressing into the legs a little bit to get that extra length. Round and release. Inhale, sit tall. Come forward a little in your chair, and let's lift one foot and point, changing the angle at the ankle, and flex it. Point and flex. I'm going to turn a little sideways here so you can see I'm changing how my ankle is. Getting a little more mobility in the ankle here. And then let's just release all that and take that big toe into a circle. And the other way. And release it down. Let's do that with the other foot. Point and flex, working the ankle. Taking your time, really sensing it, really feeling how that ankle moves. And in doing so, as we become more aware, we start to strengthen it. Let's take the big toe into a circle. And the other direction. And releasing it down. Now I'm going to show you triangle in the chair. So we extend one leg out and the other leg comes out to the side. So we're kind of sitting. Sometimes it's nice to think about the point of the chair right here in front, the legs making a triangle here in the seat of the chair. And then as we come into this position, we extend one leg out. So it doesn't matter which one you extend. Just kind of keep that in mind of which leg you're extending. And there will be a slight bend in that knee, so that's all right. And then we'll take our hand, and instead of pressing into the leg, we're going to take it to the inside of the leg, making sure the knee faces the toes. We slide that arm into that space right here on the inside of the leg. And then whatever angle this arm is at, we take it the other arm in the opposite direction, creating a stretch between the fingers. Our triangle pose. And now we want to turn the chest towards that point in the chair and lift the ribs a little bit away from the hips. Triangle in our chair. Hold it here for another breath. And remember, active neck, so head back a little bit, not letting the head drop forward or back. And then release. Release the top hand first and use that for support. Come up out of triangle. We'll do it in the other direction now. So facing the corner of the chair, we extend one leg out, the other leg stays bent, and the bent leg, we take the arm to the inside of that leg. And then turning towards that corner of the chair, we take the other arm up, keep the head active, reach through the crown, and stretch into our triangle. One more breath. And then exhale and release slowly with control and come back to the chair. So that's triangle in the chair. Next, I'm going to stand and show you triangle using the chair as support when we stand. You're welcome to do triangle as we just did it in the chair, or join me standing. To stand, I'm going to remove the blanket. And I'm going to have my chair right to the side of me here. Bring it all the way onto my mat. And I'm standing tall to the side of the chair. Hand on the top, we're going to take those feet wide. Turning the foot nearest the chair towards the chair. And we all right away feel that external rotation in that leg. And you can put a slight bend in that knee to get that rotation if that is something that helps you. The other foot can turn towards the chair, maybe at a 45-degree angle today. You can stay here. I'm going to do this with my arm on my back this time so that I remember to keep that top shoulder back, and then I just lean out over that front leg. And we could stay here with our hand right here and get a nice stretch on that side. You can also place your hand on your thigh, but no pressure here, or you could place it into the seat of the chair. Lots of options here to help us get more length. Tucking the chin, keeping the head active by thinking about the crown of the head going towards that side wall. Hold here, take a breath or two, pulling that top shoulder back ever so slightly, keeping the shoulders stacked. Some of us might be able to bring that hand to the inside of the leg once again and come down even a little deeper. It doesn't matter how deep you go, it's what do you feel. So if you feel something right here, stay, or here, or here. And then to come out, we want to bend that front knee and come all the way up. Just kind of soften a little bit. We're going to do it again, and this time I'll show you a variation with the top arm. So I'm going to start with it on my back. I'm going to start to lean over that front leg, the leg nearest the chair. Maybe hand on top, maybe on the seat of the chair or to the inside of the leg. Once we're here, I'm going to release the top hand to come straight out parallel to the floor. Right angle at the shoulder, and then lift, taking that angle out of the shoulder here, opening up through that top shoulder, chin tucked, reaching through the crown in our triangle. Stay and breathe a couple times here. Notice the strength in your legs. Notice the strength in your torso as you reach forward through the crown. And then to come out, we want to release that top arm first. I'm going to take it to my back, bend that side knee, that knee near the chair, and come all the way up. Turn the feet forward, bring them closer a little bit, and then take your hands onto your back and just bend into the knees, circling the hips. And the other direction. And then one more on this side before we switch the chair. I'm going to turn my toes towards the chair, but this time I'm going to put a bend in that knee, keeping the knee right over the ankle. I'm going to take my other foot way back behind me. Again, the toes can turn towards the chair at a 45-degree angle. But the most important thing here is this front knee nearest the chair points towards the toes, creating an angle at my knee, an angle at my hip. And then we'll just keep the shoulder back, but extend the arms out into Warrior Two. Some of you might be familiar with this pose. And then check in with your feet. Make sure they're making contact with the earth. Through the ball of the foot, through the heel of the foot. And then to come into side angle, we take that hand nearest the chair onto the chair, or onto our thigh, or our forearm onto the thigh. And then we sweep that top arm up, either straight up or over our head into side angle. If you're here in side angle, this is a nice, beautiful stretch right here from the hip all the way up into the ribs. And then to come out, let's use that top hand to lift us. Push up and release. Hand on the chair as we pivot and step the feet closer together into mountain pose. And just notice one side of your body to the other. Does one feel heavier or stronger? Maybe even longer? Who knows? What do you feel in your body after you've practiced triangle and side angle pose? Now for you, you might just step to the other side of the chair. For me, for the camera, I have to move the chair. Moving the chair over, now I can do triangle on the other side. So facing the chair, I step one foot towards the chair, slight bend in the knee, take the other foot back, and here the back leg stays relatively straight and the toes can turn 45 degrees towards the chair. Hand on the top. At first, we're going to place the other arm on our back and draw the shoulder back. And then start to straighten that front leg, bringing the hip back, using the torso to fold out over the leg, coming into triangle here, here, or here. Head active, chin slightly tucked, and lengthen. Lengthen from the tailbone right up through the crown of your head. Take a few breaths in your version of triangle. And remember, these can be done in the chair. On your next inhale, soften on the exhale. Bend into that front knee, come all the way up. Keep that bend in that knee, maybe even deepen it a little bit. Coming into side angle right away, we keep that ankle right underneath the knee. Back foot can stay right where it is, legs straight. We lean into it either here, here, or here. Resting ever so lightly, tuck the chin, and the top arm now comes straight up, bringing the shoulder back, or reaching out over the top ear, side angle pose. With the front knee bent now, creating an angle almost close to a 90-degree angle. Back leg nice and straight. Take a few breaths. Each breath lengthens. Think about the breath coming from the tailbone, up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. Chin stays slightly tucked. And then once again, we're going to use that top arm to lift us. So push it up, bringing the body up, and then hand to the chair, pivot to the front, and heel toe those feet a little closer. Take your hands to your back, and let's just circle around here. So how did you do in changing your angles of your joints today? Getting some movement in the joint strengthens the muscles. I hope you enjoyed all of that focus on the angles today. Coming back into the chair as we close out our class in Shavasana. Sitting comfortably in the chair, and I don't have my blanket, so I'm going to scoot forward just a little bit here. Resting your hands, elbows close to your body, yes? Shoulders down your back. Tuck the chin and glance down, or close your eyes and take a few breaths. The inhale, nourishing the body. The exhale, taking away all that used up energy, taking away the tension, taking away the effort. And we sit and breathe with ease. Still focused on that tip of the nose. Feel the air come in and go out at a nice, easy pace. Even inhale, and it's even with the out exhale. And even here, as we breathe, we start to notice the feet against the earth, the legs resting in the chair, and the sit bones sinking down, supporting our spine, and our shoulders over our hips to keep that beautiful posture in the spine. You might notice the pressure of the hands on the thighs, also supporting the arms. And feeling this support, feeling this ease in your seat, you can forget the body for a moment and just focus on that prana washing through the body, into the legs, into the arms. And bring that awareness from the nose up into the forehead area, our third eye. And as you exhale, rest your thought there. Let's take a few more breaths. You can stay in Shavasana as long as you would like. I'm going to end the video after 2 more breaths. And to end your class, when you're ready, you bring the hands together and rub the palms, just creating that physical outward awareness now. Start to feel warmth, and then hover those hands over your face. Sense that energy, soak it up. Open your eyes into that warmth, bring the hands to your heart, and bow to your body for its fabulous work today. Thank you so much for joining me for Chair Yoga. Check out other videos on Yoga by Bonnie. Subscribe to the channel, and as I post new videos, you'll get an alert. Click the bell. Hope you'll join me again for Chair Yoga.